Right, so as you all know, LevelRE is designed to be responsive. It works in tablet mode, and it's doing it, dynamic like any responsive type ad. And the same application also works in mobile mode. Everything scales accordingly, and that's everything. No matter how far deep you go into the product, everything falls into that category. One of the key messaging points we have is this calculator right up front. So on a $500,000 house, we can go in here and calculate the savings for this. So if we've got a mortgage balance of first mortgage of $400,000, let's add another 50 for a second and calculate our savings. We've got this nifty little calculator that shows what the traditional versus LevelRE would be, a couple different scenarios, and go from there. Likewise, if you're a buyer, how much of a rebate would you get based on this property? So, and then from a start savings standpoint, then we have an automatic process where we'll take you to sign in or to join. So if you're not in here, no big deal to join. Nothing fancy that we're asking for, and then you go from there. So if I actually
it's Ruth. I'm interrupting because I don't see any. All I see is 3 of you. I don't see any screens.
Oh, really?
Are you showing slides?
Oh, wow. Hey, it really helps when I turn everything on.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Oh, that's awesome. We should call somebody who knows something about technology. Whatever. That's funny. Okay. So let's try again. Wow. Okay. Okay, again, LevelRE, responsive, works fine in tablet mode. It's operating system independent. Likewise, it works on any smart device that has internet access. So every phone out there, and that's throughout the entire product. There's a lot of messaging stuff up front, but again, this cool little calculator, 500,000, 1, 2, 3, calculate savings, add a little extra for my second mortgage, and then it'll visually show me and graphically, what the different value propositions are under different scenarios. How much extra money can I make? 125% more cash in hand in this example than conventional. And then for a buyer, how much a buyer. Is everybody seeing my screen this time?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Boy, don't I feel like an idiot. Okay, so in going through the process, if I'm going to join, so we'll do Fred Zood, Fred41 at zood.com, password, and then, whoops, those aren't going to match. So that's the bad guy. All right. Which best describes you. These are all irrelevant per se, but they do send tasks behind the scenes so that our system can automatically follow up with the user. So I want to buy and sell property, agree to terms of service, and join. Invalid email address, fred@zood.com. How about that? And again, if this were running on a mobile device, then it scales very nice and pretty, so as it should. So.
I think somebody asked you the other day if there was an app. Is there an app?
No. So this is responsive. It works on your phone. It's not an app. It's a responsive website.
Okay. Good.
So yeah. So this runs on everything. It runs on laptops, desktops, mobile devices, tablet devices, as a responsive website.
Okay.
Okay. And okay. So this is what I get, coming in, and immediately I've got communications console where I can see here's a message. I also got this emailed to me as to what my message was, and it gives a little bullet items, some of the key takeaways of value proposition, and then some links back to your account, et cetera. And again, we sent this as an email also, but this is also part of the permanent messaging log that we have here as well. So now as I go through the property, so let's say, I'm a buyer and I'm interested in a particular property. Let's do Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and price range 750, et cetera. So now what we're doing here is we're actually aggregating content from multiple sources. We're getting it from our database. We're also, if you scroll down here, you'll see, we also found 280 results on Trulia, 14 results on For Sale by Owner, and we also have links back to Realtor.com as well, so that we're sort of a master aggregator of that content. We're agnostic when it comes to that. If it's out there, we should be able to find it, and then we
you
present
automatically
the result.
dedupe?
What's that?
You dedupe automatically? You filter duplicates out?
So not between services, no. We're not automatically filtering duplicates. So what I can do now is I can take a look at this property. So here's a property on Intercoastal. I can click and look a little bit closer. Now one of the things I can do, because there's social networking aspects, I can favorite that property and say that's one of my favorite properties. So we'll hang on to that. I can also pin it, as you saw. So let's come here. You can see I can pin it here up on Pinterest. Or I can actually look at the details. I can even make an offer right from here. So let's make that a favorite as well. And then what's happening is, as I'm going through the site and it's learning about me, et cetera, if I go over to my network now, it's going to see here's my 2 favorite properties, and it's generated a map showing those properties and their locations and the links to them. Now, if these were properties that were owned, then they would have a different color tab with all of this. And again, I can make an offer literally right from here. Likewise, in my dashboard, as this is now building out, and I go and look at, so I've got 2 favorited properties here. So once again, here's the properties. I'm sorry?
I'm interrupted for a second. So those offers go to whom? Let's say you make an offer.
Well, I'm gonna take you through the offer process, and we'll talk through it. I'm gonna take you through everything. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to be bouncing back because I want to see how I want you to see how the system is evolving as we go through here with this process.
Hey, Steve, I have a quick question.
Yes.
This is Kara. When you guys are pulling listings outside of your databases, where else are you pulling from?
So we're pulling from Trulia, For Sale by Owner, and Realtor.com currently.
Okay. Are you guys looking to expand that, or just as of now,
well,
probably the
that
3?
pretty much gives us everything. So I'm not sure what else we would expand to. The reality is we could just grab Realtor.com and be pretty much guaranteed of almost everything but For Sale by Owner, but we get For Sale by Owner as well. So, and again, we're the aggregate. One of the chief value propositions here, and it's actually mentioned right here. So look anywhere and everywhere. Go anywhere on the web, anywhere around your neighborhood or whatever. But when you find it, then come back to LevelRE to save money.
Right.
So, and that's that whole, we're agnostic to this. We don't care where you found the property or, you know, what's going on about it, but you will save money by doing business with us. So that's part of that value proposition that we're trying to ingrain is no matter where you go, no matter where you find it, when you're actually ready to do the deal, come to LevelRE. Okay? We also have a whole luxury, and this, by the way, gives us, you know, complete access to the United States and actually beyond that, but we're focused purely in the U.S. But we also have an entire luxury component to this as well, and recognizing that luxury folks can be a little more special or have special needs, we have a whole separate area for those folks, and that goes back and talks about the value proposition purely from a luxury standpoint, talks about why we are uniquely qualified to play in this luxury space above and beyond just a regular set of folks, talks about the stuff you're going to get in your package and all the things like that. And then we're also identifying key areas that we have business relationships in, particularly as it relates to the luxury market. So if I came up here to, let's see, Florida, let's go back and say, how about Key West, Florida? So now this is automatically doing a luxury search in that market just by doing that click. So again, I come here, oh, that's really cool. I'm going to favorite that one, and that one's really cool. I'm going to favorite that one. And again, I can get more information if I want. I'm sorry?
What is your luxury baseline? Is that like $1 million or?
Yeah, it's just $1 million. But one of the things that's differentiating here, and I'll show you, if I go back here to buyer's side and I look at, you know, some of my options that I can get, which are pretty conventional, and I look at my price range, this is what you would traditionally see when you went out and did a search on pretty much anybody's site. When you shift over here to the luxury side of this, that changes substantially.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and it's that extra focus above and beyond everything else we do. It's that extra focus on the luxury market as well. So, okay, so now again, I'm building out my network. I've got these properties. So now I see one, and now you can see all the maps are dynamically adjusting to be the best range, all the stuff you would expect with all this. So here I really like this house. So let's go look at its details. So in this case, the details are off-site on Trulia, so I can go back and look at all of this information here and look at the pictures and all that other stuff. Now, if this property were one of our listings, it would not have taken them off-site. but it did that still maintaining this. So now when I'm ready and I want to go make an offer, this stays on our site. And now what we're doing is we're going out and finding the MLS number. We're looking at the asking price. We now know who the agent is. We're also doing a price analysis, which we got from Zillow. Again, this is us aggregating content from lots and lots of places. So I could literally come in here. Let's go and make an offer. So enter the offer amount. We're going to say 35123. Okay. And then offer expiration, I'll just leave it as specified days. The default is days. I don't actually have to do anything there. So I'll put an initial deposit down, an additional $5,000 upon acceptance. Within 10 days of acceptance, I'll do an 80% loan. And then closing date, I'll accept the default, closing costs, additional terms, and I'll put my contingencies, financing, inspection, and appraisal from that. To make them know that I'm serious as a buyer, I'm going to include a pre-approval letter, which I've already uploaded into the system, and proof of funds. They're going to know I'm serious. And in this case, I'm going to let LevelRE represent me, because I don't have another agent. If I did have an agent, I'd put that agent information in there. If I wasn't represented, LevelRE would say, would you like to be represented? Because you could earn 1% cash back. Sure, why not? Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and make the offer. So this is the preview of the offer. It's found the agent and the agent contact information automatically. And then here's the offer, nice and official, all the details behind all of this. It's done as a nice pretty letter, broker representation, acceptance of the offer. Our agent, LevelRE, has signed it, and we've got a nice little acceptance component with this. So if we're ready to go, we'll go ahead and submit the offer. So are you sure you want to submit? Yep, yes please. Okie doke. And now we have made an offer to this, and the note is this offer is pending. Since LevelRE is your agent, we're in the process of contacting the sellers or waiting on their response. You'll be notified as soon as we hear from them. Had this been our listing, we would have already instantly contacted the seller, sent a note, sent a copy of the offer, and everything else like that. So that's a really straightforward process. I can now go into my dashboard and view this. Here's the property I have. I have a property that I'm trying to buy. So it's automatically put the information about the property, about its location, and all sorts of stuff. And in fact, if I go in here and look at the property details, other information that we're able to get off of the internet, information that I'm tracking does not currently appear to be for sale. I thought it was. Okay. Location. Oh, let's go back to here. So any communications that we've had, any appointments that we've scheduled, any offers. Here's the offer that we made, so we can go back and view the offer. Then we also can go in and, let's see, come back here. So here's the analysis of the pricing information, lots of different stuff that we're automatically putting together based on this process. On the buyer side, again, if they were a buyer on ours, they would have a console. They would be notified that there was an offer pending. They would be notified they could access their cell phone from the beach and accept the offer, counter or reject it. And all sorts of stuff. And then again, as part of that, buy the property, all sorts of other information that's available as well. So we're going to, as we're building out this network, I'm sorry, somebody trying to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. So let's assume you make an offer, and let's assume they come back to you, and you want to counter that offer.
Yep.
Guidance. So you don't, it's these kinds of negotiations where people don't have the confidence to do it themselves. So can they then employ, or how does LevelRE get into it then?
Yeah. So let me show you that process. Again, I want you to see all this stuff, because most of this stuff is probably already stuff you've never seen before. So if you bear with me, we'll take you through the whole process. So, and again, my network is expanding out. As I add all of this information, you can see there's a property that is a pending transaction, because we currently have an offer out for it. And go from there. So I'm going to let me log off and log on as a local user where I've got a property actually. Well, let's see. I guess I could. Okay, let's try this. Let's do something slightly different. So let's add a property. And by the way, in my documents now, there's the offer. So here's all of this information is starting to flush itself out as we continue to add. So just by making that offer, here's our activity. So we created a new account. Then I added a property that I was interested in. Then I made an offer for that property. That then has the transactional information, all of the details that go along with this, for this, and everything you do on the site. So let's do this. Let's see, if I add a property, 836 Northwest 99th Avenue, Plantation, Florida 33324. I am the owner, and I want to sell it. And I live there now, as an example. So let's try this. So now here's a situation where somebody else has said that they are the owner, and the system has a complete owner dispute system. It automates all of that, and ultimately it's able to be escalated up to having us get involved directly. So I'm going to go ahead and add that property here. So I'm an unverified owner of this property, as an example. And what's happened now is it's also sent a message to the owner that says, hey, co-owner confirmation request sent. So we've got all of this stuff built into the system to manage all of that. We verify that you actually have the right to sell your property. You know, there's a number of things that we do on the back end of all this, which by the way, speaking of the back end for a second, if I actually come, well, I have to log in as me, so wait a second. Let me sign out for a minute and sign in as me instead of Fred. Okay. So now on this side of it, I'm seeing that there's that request. And by the way, I would have gotten an email as well. Fred Zoot has indicated they are the owner or co-owner of this property, which you're currently listed as. So I'm going to deny it and go from there. So the system again handles all the. He's lying. So anyway, it's all this whole process is all automated. I can't even tell you how complex it was to implement all of this and handle it, so it's completely automated. Anyway, so here I've got a property that I've added, and again, in this case, I've got, you know, just like you saw before, I've got my network. You know, I'm tracking my favorites. By the way, as I look at all of these, as I look at all the different properties with this, any property that I add into the system, I also get a social media page with that. And so here's my social media page for that property. I can control the settings, what picture is going to be up there, what title, what cover photo, whether I want to show the address, etc. Party at Steve's house.
When you say social media page, does that mean it goes on a specific service, or?
Well, no, hold on a second. Party at Steve's house tonight, 9 p.m. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and update that. So now what we've got is we've got this page. I can share it on a Twitter, Facebook, etc. I've got additional pictures on here. I've got a commenting object from Facebook, which will post directly to Facebook. I've got a map and location so that they know how to find the party, etc. Now, separate from that, I've also got a sort of master public page, which lists all of my prior properties, all the things I'm interested in as well, and it lets me go in and share this with my friends again on social media as well. So coming back, I want to go through, let's sell this property. So I'm the owner of this property, and I want to go ahead and sell this now. And by the way, as I'm going through here, I've got the ability to add in all of those details. Now, a lot of these details we're getting directly from the internet wherever possible, and we're pre-populating it for them. But they also have the ability to go in and upload pictures directly to any of the sections, fill in all the information. And again, in this regard, we're actually quite a bit more advanced than pretty much any of the other folks. If we say we're 6 extra rooms, and rooms could be exercise rooms, parlors, soda room, studies, wine cellar, etc. So it's a very dynamically expandable thing. But you can also track things like, you know, the history of the property and who the owner is, and, you know, other aspects that are beyond simply, you know, real estate with this. And then again, be able to aggregate all the. I'm sorry.
Is that to you?
What?
Is that unique to you, or is that something that you can get on competing services?
No, yeah, the level of information that we're tracking exceeds what you can do on any other site.
Okay.
Remember, they're thinking about all of them are thinking only about buying and selling real estate. We're creating an environment for you to inventory and showcase, you know, and you know, dream and document and buy and sell real estate. So it's a lot more than that. Things that you typically wouldn't get into. We've provided a mechanism for that support as well. So anyway, that's parting. Let's go ahead and I don't know what I did, but we'll save that. Oh, I do know what I did, but okay. So we'll save it, go back to my dashboard. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this property here, and I want to go ahead and, again, maps and directions, all this stuff, but I want to sell this. And this is where you get to the whole next tier of the portal, so of the dashboard. So I'm going to sell the property. Nice little speech, blah, 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 blah. Get started now. So now, again, we're bulleting for you some of the big items for this. We also are giving you some additional information so you make sure you understand what it is you're doing, and here's our seller's information and our FAQ and all of that, and then you just go through the process. So I'm going to select my package, talk about what the service availability is, and this is increasing, but as is our expectation that prior to the launch, every one of these gray states will be blue. So again, for us, the standard and deluxe packages will be available in all of those states. The premium will only be available in the first 4 launch states. And that's really the differentiator. And it goes and talks about what these are. We do have some fine-tuning that we're working on providing additional documentation to this, so there'll be some slight changes associated with that as we go. But in any event, so you go here, and again, standard package, one-time, fully refundable fee, zip, nothing. And when you go and compare this feature grid, length of listing until it's sold. For sale by owner has a limited listing. You got to pay to extend it. There's a number of differentiating components with all of this. So, but we'll keep it on standard. So we'll pick our standard package, so we're good to go. Now we'll do our property information. So this has pulled the information that we already knew about. There's other information such as legal description. Yeah, look, if you've got it, great. Otherwise, you can add it later, and we're telling you that. Or if you want to go find it, we tell you how you can actually go find it on Zillow, and we provide links to Zillow that will take you right there. But we don't need that information to actually generate the listing agreement. So set up mechanisms for multiple owners, and you got any problems, any issues, call us, 1-800-797-LEVEL. Call us right then. So then initial offer, asking price. Well, you're not an expert of that, so we are, but we can give you some tips right now. And we went out to Zillow and we looked and did some research of this property, and then here's some other strategies with all that. You can also go to our personal concierge service, and we'll help you do that. We'll help you price it. The reality is, once you actually do this, we're going to help price it. We're going to look at it and see if you priced it wrong anyway. So what our goal here is to, as quickly as possible, take something that's generally complex, make it as simple as we can so we can start the relationship. So I'm going to put in 256,000, 1, 2, 3, boom. And I'm willing to accept all of that stuff, all the defaults, and buyer's agent commission, 3%. I could want to sell it faster. With LevelRE, you can offer a higher percentage. So if you're already saving 2% by paying us only 1%, then maybe pay an extra 0.5% to the agent if they bring you a qualified buyer, and that attracts them to show your property more. And you're still saving a lot of money. So we'll go ahead and leave this like this, and bingo. Now we've got an electronic document. It is the listing agreement. It's all filled out. It's pretty straightforward, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to go ahead and accept it, and I'm going to put my name in. And we'll accept the agreement. And that property is now for sale. So now we're on a whole new dashboard console, which you guys have never seen. So this is the sales console. There's a lot to it, so we're going to have it give us a tour. Or we could cancel and just jump into it. So begin tour. So current offering, this is where you fine tune, etc. Oh, what the heck is an MLS? Okay, so we'll help you understand what that is and go through that process. Next, save your changes whenever you make stuff. If this turns red, change it and save it. Property details, showing your property, stay in the know, stats and analysis, share on social media, even more marketing options, and then when you're ready to go, we can view your listing. So here we are on this. It's new listed. Now, right this second, this property is now available inside the LevelRE property. We have not yet pushed it up onto the MLS because we may not have enough information. In fact, if we look at our to-do list, it says complete property information. And so it takes us back here and lets us finish out that information. So back on our sales console is now activated. So if I'm back on my regular dashboard and I say, here, let me see this property, and I hit my sales contest, it's now showing me what my to-do list is with a help feature. I was trying to explain what all of these things mean. And if you need any help, you just reach out and we'll help you through it. So again, back on the sales console now, there's all kinds of stuff. So if we want to show our property, we can arrange and organize appointments. We can set up schedules when we're not available, all of which allows it to be fully automated. Any pending offers, we can view the offers and look in the details to decide if we want to respond to them, and I'll show you that here in a second. Stats and analysis. So the system is looking now at, so we've actually been on the market for 1 minute and 55 seconds. We're not yet on the MLS. Why? Well, we're going to tell you why, and it's explaining whatever the pieces that we need. We're also giving you, based on what we know about your house, the location, the demographics, you know, whether it's a 1-story or 2-story, or there's a bunch of algorithmic elements in there. We're identifying who the optimum age demographic is and who the optimum income demographic is. We're also tracking in real time how much activity is coming to the site or coming to your page. And then along with that, there's actually more information that goes along with that, you know, what prospects, which other users have come to the site, who's active agents that have shown the site or been involved in it in any way, and then our overall activity. So we added the property, we listed it at 3% commission, and again, all the gory details behind the scenes that go along with that as well. Our listing agreement is right here. If we want to do additional marketing, we can grab that stuff up. This is our agent contact information. So all of this stuff is right there and ready to go. And we still can go back and look at our actual listing. This is the actual listing, which runs somebody right this second could make an offer right now for this process. And we're demonstrating 3%. So now, if we actually go back in here, let's go back in. And so now I'm a buyer, and I'm going to come in and say 33324. So we're going to find, so here's that property newly listed. It's gotten prominent site, and it shows that it's newly listed. And if I click on that, it's going to take me straight over, just as I saw before, and then I can go in and access its details, favorite it, make an offer, etc. So let's go and grab another browser for fun, and let's go into, this is all localized so I don't mess up live data, but, and now we'll, let's see. Excuse me. So let's go back into, so we're a buyer. Let's go find that property, 33324. So here's that property. Let's go view it. So now what's happening is behind the scenes, just by the process of accessing this stuff, if I come back to my sales console and look at my prospects, I'm now actually seeing that a new user visited the site, and I'm also seeing how much activity they are, how engaged they are, and all sorts of stuff. We also can go back, so this user can come back here and make an offer. They could also go in and ask a question, and that question can be redirected to the owner themselves. We also get a copy of it, so we can intervene. What about the pool? And so again, all of this is automated. And again, what's interesting about this is that you literally could be starting this on your desktop computer, and then head off into your car and finish the transactions and finish all the communications as you continue to drive. So I've now got a couple of unread messages. So one of them is co-owner confirmation denied, and Ron Ray's just made a request. What about the pool? So we're tracking all of this stuff along with all the activity that's going on. Now you can see there's been a ton of activity that's been generated on all of this stuff. So let's see, what else? I think, so that literally allows us to go through that process. So if this guy, let's actually go and make an offer. So we're going to make an offer here. This is the thing that you were talking about. So now we found the offer. Let's go ahead and offer 200,000, 1, 2, 3, as an amount. So we're going to go ahead and just accept everything the way it is. Let's see, we do need to make an initial deposit, $1,000, and that's it. So all cash transaction, pre-approval, proof of funds, and then we're going to go ahead and make the offer. So now one of the interesting things about this, so there's my offer, go ahead and submit it. Yes, I want to submit this. So like an auction site, you have the ability, and we actually have it built in here. Let's go back onto our properties. So if I come back up to my all my properties, and we've got this guy, and we're going to come over here and look at our sales console. And so if you notice that we've also got a couple things going on, but one of them is a minimum offer. So what's the least amount? Well, this was below that minimum offer, so the offer has already been rejected. It didn't meet the minimum threshold.
Where did it say the minimum offer?
It's on the sales console right here.
Oh, I see down there. Okay.
Yep, all offers below this amount will automatically be rejected. Now, as it turns out, we still got this offer. We still got it, and we're still tracking all the details of it. So here's the offer. So we got an offer received from this, and it was auto-rejected. It was below the minimum threshold. But it also tells us who the details are, and we can go back and review that actual offer. Here's the offer that they submitted, what the status was. It was automatically rejected. And then here's a copy of the offer that we actually received. So all of this.
Sorry, Steve, this goes back to my earlier question. So who gets it from the buyer, and who then evaluates, okay, so it's auto-rejected, but you still have the information. Let's say you want to go back to that person and say, well, do you want to, you want to come up to 250?
So let me show you, okay? So what happens is, if someone's going to lowball you, and a lot of people will just, one of the tricks of the real estate industry where they irritate the crap out of each other is a lot of states require by law that all offers must be presented, regardless. So what our system does is allows you to set as a user what your minimum threshold is, and then we will present it, but then we'll auto-reject it. Now let's look at one that isn't auto-rejected. So so now I'm back over here as Ron. I'm going to go in and make another offer. So this one was rejected. I'm going to make another offer. So I'm going to come back in here, and this time I'm going to say $245,000, which will be in the threshold. So again, same offer, same deals, all that other stuff, and we'll go ahead and make an offer. So now submit, boom. Yep. Okay, so we've got that. We can go back in and look at our properties. And again, as I'm going through, by the way, in all of this, I'm getting all of these emails behind the scenes. And bingo, here is right now, you have one pending offer right there, 245. And if I went into the property and actually looked at the property, I would see the same thing right here. So I'm going to respond to that offer. So here it is. There's the offer. Do you want to accept it, counter it, or reject it? So I'm going to go ahead and counter and say what exactly needs to be changed. I want 247.5 for it. Bam. So counter offer. So now what's happening again is we're facilitating this entire process, and now this guy is going to show up with a new message in here and respond, and he's going to, oh, we got a counter offer. Was actually a counter offer. So now I come up, here it is, click to review it. On my original offer, this offer has been countered. So make counter offer, and here's whatever notes. So what happens is we're providing a mechanism to handle all of this real time, instantaneously, and LevelRE, the people behind this, are always readily available should you need help with any of this stuff. So we go and make a counter offer. It brings up the exact offer that I made before and allows me to make whatever modifications that I need to make, and then just resubmit it. And that's how it works. So that's kind of high level on the property. That's looking into it. Again, let's look real quick. So if I go into, I'm sorry, Ruth, what?
Just before, let's say the person needs some prompting though before they make another offer. So they need someone to say to them, oh, don't feel depressed that you got rejected. All you need to do is reduce the offer $10,000 or whatever.
Yes.
Is there someone who's going to call them and coax them on, or is that something that they're on their own to, decide?
No, so we're available, to provide support. We are their agents. We are their people. If they have any issues, they can contact us. They also can, if they pick our premium.
But you won't contact them. In other words, you would wait for them to call you. You will, in spite of the fact that you've already rejected it. That you're looking at it. So
no. So I'm going to pull up another browser so I can go into the back end of the system. Okay. So once we get into the back end of the system, this is just a local data set copy here. But what happens is, as we're going through all this, let's see, that's not that one. This one. So what's happening now as we go through this? So all pending transactions. So all of these transactions here, we're seeing in real time. This is the back end here. So when I listed the property, excuse me, so this is new user wants to buy and sell, user wants to buy, property offer was rejected, owner wants to sell, verify, pricing verify. These are all workflow items that any one of these workflow items are automatically and dynamically routed to internal staff inside of a LevelRE. depending upon what the item is and what the activity is. There's all kinds of algorithm stuff that goes behind there, all sorts of events. And these also happen in real time. So we're actually tracking it. So when somebody makes an offer, we see it in real time and we can respond, which means that we can reach out. We've got full real-time communications with our customer. And again, as our customer experience gets better and better with all of this, our goal is to literally be shadowing these folks as these things are happening, because they generate an element and we're seeing it in real time. So there's the rejects, and we can actually go in and see what the results are, go and actually look at the details of all of this, look at the history, look at the property. So then we can pull up, this is us looking at this now from the admin console side of this.
Right.
Again, very powerful technology, the details behind there. Here's all the actions that we were tracking. Here's who it was assigned to, et cetera. And then any one of these, again, we can hammer down further if we want to reroute these to somebody else. All kinds of stuff. Again, it's pretty advanced.
So is the expectation when so and so, I can't, it's too small, I can't see the name, but when he or she looks at their list and they see a property rejected or an offer rejected,
yep.
Will they automatically go into it, take a look at it, and contact that person, or is that up to the person to do? I guess I'm trying to establish whether there's, what kind of customer service can buyer expect?
Yeah, so while we can't guarantee that we're going to respond to every single transaction, we certainly have highlighted specific ones, but our goal as a company is to provide the best user experience out there, which means that whenever an activity happens, we want to be able to respond. And we've already built a system that notifies us instantly when these things occur, and then again, able to route it down. So our plan is to be very proactive, unlike for sale by owner, which is completely on your own, unlike traditional agents, which I got to wait till they respond to my email, or I got to wait till they respond to my phone call, which, by the way, the #1 gripe with existing agents is I don't know what's going on regarding my property, and it's hard for me to get a hold of my agent. That's the #1 gripe in the country for all of that. We want to prevent that.
I don't doubt that for a second. I'm wondering, does Tasia, this person here listed, does she benefit when, let's say, that one of these properties actually sells ultimately? Is she the beneficiary?
So we do have a compensation package that provides a combination of salaries and commissions for different parties. In this case, Kasha probably would not, unless it was through stock options. But what ends up happening is that we do have an outbound sales calling staff that they get rewarded for getting a listing, and then if that listing gets sold, they get another reward for that. So we are assigning to them, the ability to follow, track, encourage, help, and get their customer to have an awesome time, and they'll make a lot of money. We're talking about comp packages that we could potentially see sales folks making $300,000–400,000 a year based on this. We also, this is highly integrated. I'm sorry?
This person talking about is the salesperson as distinct from, I mean, who else is there in the scheme of things? In the ecosystem, there's the staff that is you, the
so we have, so we actually have, we have actual real estate agents under the LevelRE name, and they get access to this entire platform. So so we actually process this two different ways. One is the conventional agent method. So conventional agent, processes a buyer or a seller or any of that other stuff. They're able to use these tools right here to track everything that's going on. So if I was an agent and this was my property, I would be notified the instant that they got an offer. And then if I were so inclined, I would pick up the phone and contact them right that second. Look, we just got an offer in. What do you want to do? We'll talk through it. They're capable of doing it themselves, but we've also created an ecosystem where there is a vested interest and monetary compensation back for those parties to follow through. So that's on the agent side. Separately from that, we have an inside sales group that do outbound sales calls. And they can take ownership, if you will, no pun intended, of a customer to walk them through the listing process, and then ultimately to walk them through the buy process, or the buy or sell process. And they are then compensated on a commission basis as well. Now, the other aspect of this is we mentioned to you that we provide a hybrid of what we do for agents. We provide both a salary and a commission structure for agents. And what we want back in exchange for providing that salary is we want a pool of licensed realtors to be available on call for any of our customers that have a question and require more than a sales or support person, that require actual contact that second with a live realtor. So that's part of what they're, by joining as an agent and accepting the salary from us, we expect you to be on call based on some amount of time, so that we always have agents on call. That's, again, very unusual.
But that person would not be familiar with your particular, or wouldn't necessarily be familiar with your particular situation. That would be basically a person who's available, who's an expert to answer your question, but that you would have to explain the situation. And right, I'm just trying to understand the different parties.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, just so that we're clear on this. So yeah, what we've got is if you've come through and it's agent based, then that we do have an agent that has a vested interest in following you, but separate, unlike the traditional model, which only that agent is really the one who's following you. We've got other people that are available that are capable of assisting as well. So part of that process is real-time access of information. So I can look right this second. So you call, and I'm not familiar with your property, but literally in a matter of just a few moments, I can see what's going on. I can look at the notes. I can see the activity. I can see what happened within the last second with all of that, so that we can provide a better value. And if it turns out that we're not able to provide the answer to you, then we'll get back to you on that. We'll find the person that does know what's going on, or we'll do whatever the research is. It's real simple for us. If our customers feel like they're getting the best response, able to talk to people, get as much as they can through automation real time, but still be able to talk to people in real time that understand what's going on and understand the business, and in our case that are also licensed realtors, and we're able to do that faster and better and more efficient than anybody else out there, we win as a business. The other side of it, the business model of it, that's just a bonus on top of everything else. So the other thing I want to show you is
one more question about the agent that you're assigned. So when does that happen? Like if you want to have an agent who really follows you, if that's part of your expectation, and for that 1% that they're paying you, I mean, a lot of it is taken care of through this automated tool. I get that. But if they want to have that one person, when does that happen?
Well, so it falls in a couple different ways. Depends how that person came to us. So our agents out there are operating in some levels just like any other agent. They're out there looking for properties that need to be listed. They're out there looking for buyers that want to buy. And likewise, we then have inbound efforts. We have outbound efforts to bring inbound customers to us that are looking for listings, et cetera, from that process. And we don't have any problem in taking, whether it's if an agent finds somebody on the outside, then by definition, then they sort of own that account. However, we're also going to be providing all of the other resources to back up that agent, which they wouldn't normally get in a traditional model. If they're inbound with that process and they come in not through an agent, they hear, because of your all's fantastic campaign, they call us and they contact us. We're going to put them together with our sales group, and they're going to start the process of getting them onto an account and go from there. And at some point, that person may, I really need to talk to a realtor. I want to have that personal realtor. Then we'll forward them over to a specific agent. Again, provided we have an agent in that area. We're launching nationally, and we can do business nationally, but our focus is on having a physical presence in those first 4 states. And then we will be expanding that effort as we go forward.
They don't pay extra for that, right? That's not one of those a la carte costs.
For which?
Right?
Which part?
For having an agent available to talk.
Nope. There's no extra charge. Okay. In the bigger picture of things, we hope that they never have to buy any of the extra market stuff. It's there if they want it. We'd be happy for them to pay 0 and us sell their house better and faster than anybody else. We'd be thrilled at that. I did want to show. So one of these things, if I come down here now, I'm back in my sales console. And let's say that I come in here and I say, let's make this $251,000. So now it's also recommending to recalculate my minimum offer, and away we go. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And now not only is this a new listing, but there's also a price reduction that's occurred. So when somebody looks it up, they're going to see these special aspects of that. And of course, we're tracking all of this. We're seeing what happened that, we lowered the price by $5,000, in all of this. So then if we actually come back let's do one more, and then I think we're getting there pretty close. So if I come down here and I say, okay, I want to add buyer's agent's incentive. So I really want to sell my house, so I'm going to add an extra half a point, and I'm going to have it expire on the 15th of September, as an example. So let's go ahead and do that. So now what's happening is buyer acknowledged. So now we're actually making a change to the listing agreement. And that's now been done. And now we have an agent premium. So these now start showing up in the searches that are available. And then our agents can actually register to be notified based on criteria of when we have agent premium properties. And again, from this perspective, when we go in and look at our details of the activity, again, we're seeing this that we increased the half a point and that offer expires. And of course, when we actually look at our listing, we're going to see that same thing. Here's now those featured items that are available, and then likewise, it's telling you that has authorized a commission of that's a premium, but that this premium commission expires on this particular time frame. So again, there's a lot of different things that's in here, but fundamentally, if we wanted to be a do-it-yourself platform, this could be something that we would provide, and it would be very, very advanced technology. By the way, what you've seen here today, nobody has this level of technology in real estate. Nobody, not at this level, not at this depth, not at this real time, not the scalability, nothing from that. If you take that concept of, well, look, we want you to do as much as you want that you're comfortable with, but we want you to know that we're always right there for you. Just a phone call or a message away. That is what becomes a powerful user experience for us. So it doesn't get faster, it doesn't get more real time than what we're seeing here. And this is our base product. We'll be evolving this from here, but that's sort of the gist of it. So high level, I think that's the tour that I wanted to take you through. How about any questions or any other specific areas?
It's beautiful. I guess I would just say it's beautiful. I mean, it's beautifully done. It's really very direct. That's what I should say. Go ahead, Susan.
It does look like the concierge service is free with the luxury package, but it is not free for the regular.
So yeah, just so we recognize. So we are always available to take your call for support, like anywhere else. Concierge is preferred, and if you actually go over and look at adding that, so if you want your personal concierge service, what do I get? Well, so I get additional stuff. I get priority support. I get extended support. I jump to the front of the phone, or, the support lines.
Oh, I get it. I see.
Yeah. So everybody is still getting support. Again, our value proposition for us as a business, our value proposition meaning what makes us be successful, provide the best user experience at the best cost. It's literally that simple, and that is a rabid statement from us in terms of our mantra, our mission.
So in terms of PR, I mean, I think, and Susan may know other things about this, but I mean, it seems Redfin is going to be a huge competitor for us in terms of share of voice and mind share.
Yes.
And I would love to be specific, and we're not going to be able to get into Redfin unless we sell a house, probably the same way that we've done here with you. So you, I'm sure, are intimate with what they offer. I would love to know, point by point, what it is that LevelRE has that they do not have, and what it is that it's almost like we're making a little competitive chart, and maybe we should, and perhaps, I don't want to get into a price war. Okay, so you're 1% and they're 1.5 or 2% or 2 whatever. That's not what this is about, and I think it would be a mistake for us to get into that. Yep. I'd love to be able to show the breadth of things you offer that they do not.
Okay. So rather than getting into it right here on this phone, why don't we give you a schedule that shows you what the feature differential is between the two?
Great. That would be really helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe just Redfin. Maybe, I don't know who you would consider the other two. Maybe there are 2 other competitors.
So Redfin is currently perceived as the most advanced technology player in research in real estate. Every other company out there that's in the buying and selling side of real estate is considered a traditional realtor. and of course you've got for sale by owner, which is really a leads processing. They're not a realtor. You've got discount brokers, which are literally it's 100% about price. You don't get any service, but Redfin is really they're like us in the sense that they consider themselves first and foremost a technology company, and that technology company happens to have a real estate division and be in the real estate space. But their model is completely different, and we'll go ahead and put a grid together where we give you the facts that you need to be able to show a differential.
That would be really fantastic.
Yeah, really helpful. Really helpful.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Okay. This is really great. I mean, now, is there any way that we can, now I know we need you to do this, but capturing some of this, I know Susan was trying to develop a script for a video and so on. I mean, I'm wondering if we have JPEGs of some of it or screenshots of some of these screens with the pop-ups that you had earlier and, other elements. Maybe there's, screenshots like of an experience, taking us through if you were a seller, if you were a buyer, and maybe 4 screens of each, experience or something like that.
Yep. No, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to do screenshots of consoles. So we'll be happy to go ahead and put that together for you and get it over. And then as soon as I figure out where the recording of this presentation is, I'll send you guys the links to it as well.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll be able to take pretty much this presentation and clean it up and make it into what we're looking for explaining the dashboard to people.
Yeah, I just don't know what the depth of or the quality of the recording is, so we'll see.
No, I mean not to make a script from this.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yes, perfect. Yeah. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier, and it is as you see now firsthand, it is a truism, if that's a word. If you go to the site and don't sign up and don't create an account, you've seen less than 10% of the site.
Yeah.
If you go to the site and sign up and don't list a property, you've now seen less than 25% of the site. It's not until you actually list a property or engage in the buying and selling that you really understand the full depth of this technology.
I mean, I think we should identify one agent for somebody who's going to be called an agent, who's a salesperson or an agent somehow associated with LevelRE, to be part of this PR process, this launch process. We're going to need somebody who's on the ground, who's talking to customers.
We have the perfect person for you. Her name is Janice, and we'll make an introduction. She is a LevelRE agent. She was the very first one.
Okay, great. And it would be nice to have a customer, realizing that you haven't been up and running long enough to buy or to have.
Hey, Ruth, I'll tell you the commitment we made to Jim on this one, and that was that we are going to have a happy customer that you're going to be able to include in this and go from there. Don't forget also, Brian Solis, you guys are going to think about what words you want to put in his mouth. Don't forget about that.
And that's important, but there's nothing like, a happy customer.
Absolutely. Well, we have a customer up there right now. We were thinking about going and painting his house for him at our cost. I'm not kidding.
Do whatever it takes, right?
Do it.
Pretty much.
Curb appeal.
Pretty much. Free Jaguar with every 80,000 condo bought.
That's great. All right. Well, let me know if you have other questions. This was really fantastic.
Awesome.
Thank you.
No, this is very helpful.
All right.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Excellent.
All right, sounds good. I'll shoot over the link as soon as I have it for the recorded presentation.
Great. Have a good weekend.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks. Take care now.
Have a great holiday weekend.
Bye-bye. Bye.